Hello, Tamara of Save Victorville. How's everybody doing? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. And today we are going to do a mini Beauty Bay haul and featuring their newest palette. So if you want to see what's in my mini haul, the look we create, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. So mini haul time. So I'm going to blame this purchase on my name twin. I had to go on one of her Sunday lives. She was using this. I had put it in the cart, taken it out of the cart. It had been a day of in and out. And then after I watched her do the video, it went back in and I ordered it while we're on the live. So here we are. But then again, to make this shipping worthwhile, I had to pick up a couple other things. So this really is kind of a mini haul. But before we get to the main thing, let's go with the things that I hauled. So one I bought, and it came in a set, but I think they sell them separately, but then they put them together, so it wasn't like they were in the same box, but they were wrapped together. And this is a brow pencil and a fiber brow gel. I had used up the one that I really liked by Woma Beauty, and then I was looking, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get a new one soon, and then I was kind of digging through some of my drawers, and I found a set, also a set that I had gotten at Makeup Geek's last sale. So it's a pencil, and then there is also a mechanical pencil and a regular pencil. There we go. I was almost going to say there's a gel, but there isn't. I'm using one from Rude Cosmetics that I had got previously, and then I was gifted another one, and I actually really like the gel, so it's cool that I have two. But anyways, to stop my rambling, I went and I got a set here, and I had been since I've been kind of working in darker hair, I always kept thinking that my lighter ones were a little bit off. So the one that I have that I'm using now is a little bit darker, and I think this may be a little darker still. I don't want to quite use them yet because I want to finish up using my Makeup Geek one, but we can take a quick look at our pencils. Ooh, 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 ooh. I almost dropped that. So here is the one pencil here. Oh, this looks to be double-sided. Let's put some glasses on. So this is Micro Sketch Eyebrow Pencil. The Ultra Slim Pencil mimics the appearance of individual hairs, fills in shape and adds definition to your arches. I wonder maybe if there's a sharpener on here. Okay, let's do this. So here is the pencil on this end, and then what's on this end? Oh yeah, and then we have a little brush. Excellent, I love that. Let's quickly check out the color. The reviews were kind of middling on this. This is a little bit stiff, but I think that's going to be good for filling in, so I'm not mad at it, and I think I like the color. I got it in, does it say on the outside? I think I got something like I wanted to say light black, but I think it might be a dark brown. It doesn't say on the box. If I remember, I'll post it below. So there is the mechanical pencil with the brow spoolie, which I love, as I always misplace my spoolie. And then here we have the fiber brow gel. And there again, also in that same white packaging. And then it is like, oh, nice. One of my favorite colored brow gels of all time is from Cheekbone Beauty. I have one of those that I'm also using, but they changed the end. It used to have a small end like this, and now it has a kind of a poofy one, which is fine. But since I don't have a lot of brows, I kind of miss the short one. So I think this will be great. And I think the color looks good too, but we'll use this one next, I think. I go through the mechanical pencils quite quickly. The one I have from Makeup Geek, I'll go through quite quickly, but then I also have a wooden pencil one. That's the one I used today. But because it's kind of nice and emollient-y, it'll probably go pretty fast. But anyways, I got those today in a darker color than I usually do, because I am technically a but there we go. And next up in my mini haul is this palette here. This is the Smoky palette. Wilma has the large one, and I believe this is the same size one that I tested from Martha's, and I loved it a lot. I was almost going to go with the big one because it was on sale, but I was like, I don't need that much, and I really like this one. I was almost even going to go with the small 9-pan, but I really enjoyed this one here, and this was the smoky one here. I really liked this a lot, and so I thought, well, we're going to add it, and we're going to get it. So there we go. And it is with the newer shimmer formula that I've been liking from Beauty Bay. I didn't really like the previous one, but they've really knocked it out of the park. And then because in case we do want to use a black, I believe the other palette doesn't have one, we do have some of black in here as well. So I got myself the smoky palette. And then the one that really started this mini haul off is the Botanical, the 20 color eye palette from Beauty Bay. I like now, the very first Beauty Bay order that I got that made it to me, my very first one got lost. My second order I got, and it was just like loose and fumbling around in the boxes. They rarely stick any extra paper. Same with this one, but now they do what Juvia's Place does. You have a thicker outer carton, and then on the inside you have this nice fluffy paper. Yes, plastic, you know, it might be slightly nicer to have it all wrapped in paper, but at least you don't have to worry about things coming broken. So here we go. Here is the Botanical, and this is, I believe, a limited edition, but the last time I looked there was still some available, and it is this beautiful color story here. It's very springy, summery, but yeah, I wasn't sure. Like when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is really nice. And then I was kind of Then I saw the swatches and I'm like, oh, that looks really good. And then, like I said, I saw Manuela wear it and I thought, okay, I need to use it. It does have a white, which is absolutely lovely, but it does not have a black. So if you did want to do a deeper look with some of these lighter colors, having that smoky palette will come in handy. So there we go. That is all that's in there. Like I said, I was looking for some new brow stuff because I had forgot about my Makeup Geek one. That was there and on sale. It's all Beauty Bay because I had an extra coupon, so that made it worth it for the shipping. And that little smoky palette that I've kind of wanted and I couldn't steal from Martha, so there we go. So I think it's time to do an eye look. And then for other, I have palettes by Beauty Bay. I don't have a lot of other products by them, but I do have a highlighter and I do have a blush, and I think this blush will go great with this color story. So that works out. So we're going to do an almost full face of Beauty Bay. So it's going to be eyes, cheeks, and highlight, but I don't have any bronzer or contour, so I'm not going to use that. And I don't have any lip products from them. So there we go. So we're going to go and pop on some Prime is Everything. I do have one brush, the blush brush, so I thought when we're doing blush we can use that. So try to keep as much in a Beauty Bay as we can. Okay, so let's go and pop on our Prime is Everything. There we go, our eyes are primed. I'm not sure, I'll decide I'll decide at the end, but you'll see if there is one or not. I may do a second look and play with the smoky palette because this is a haul. We are focusing on the botanicals, but I'm going to a summer ween party tomorrow. I have a really cool dress, so I thought maybe if I want to do a smoky black, gray, and silver look, that smoky palette will come in handy. And I thought we could maybe use that to maybe do a bonus look for the video. We'll see if I have time to film my look. If I do, there'll be a bonus video at the end of this, but we are focusing on our botanical right now. So again, of course, you could tell why I like it. It has beautiful greens in here, some neutrals, and a nice pop of pink. This purpley shimmer here is really beautiful. Oh wow, that has a nice reflect to it. Goes from purple to like almost like a green, like a sea green. That is very cool. I did not expect that when I picked that up. Maybe we should do some quick swatches. Why not? Let's do it. Raise my arms up just in case I don't have enough arms. Put on some glasses. Let's do it. So the first shade is called Lily. Oh, and I just jammed my finger into the gray shade. Sorry. Okay, so the first shade is Lily. It is a creamy bone shade, which of course is always really good for blending out. The second shade is called Myrtle, and it is this nice green color there. Then we have a shimmery shade that is called Waterfall. Of course, these are all going to be botanical, gardeny type shades. Then we have a Mushroom. Anybody tried that mud water? I keep seeing the commercials over and over and over again on IG. And then we have a Lightning. So this is beautiful silver shade, almost more pop toppery. Then we are into our second row. So the first shade is called a Matcha. Oh, that's the perfect name for that because it does look like a matcha tea. And then we have Artichoke. Never seen an eyeshadow called Artichoke before. So we're gonna go like so. And of course my swatches are never the best, but it just gives you an idea. Then we've got Sea Moss. Now I don't remember Sea Moss being peachy, but I've not seen a lot of sea moss in my time, so who knows. Then we have Savannah. Ooh, that's pretty. And then we have Eggplant. And we're gonna go on to our other arm. So we're halfway through and I managed to fit it on one arm. This is a 20 palette, so we're halfway through. So now we're going to go on number 3. So the first shade is called Ripple. Like so, there is a ripple. And then we have like a light gray shade. This is called Pebble. Maybe almost like light cement. This would also be good for blending different grays and silvers. Then we have a shade called Canyon. Here we go. Ooh, that's really pretty. And then we have Oak. And then we have Amazon. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a bit shifty. And then we're on our final row here. Here's the gray that I stabbed my finger into. It is called Ash. So now there's a big scar in there. Ash. Then we have Fall. Ooh, that's pretty. Then we have Clay. Then that first shade we looked at, that is called Quartz. So, and then we have a Dune. Actually, I saw part 2 of Dune a few weeks back. It was very good. There we go. And there is our color story. That is really pretty. Again, there's no primer, there's no nothing. It's just one or so swipes with my finger. So I'm going to clean this off and then we can start our live. All right, all cleaned off, ready to roll. I keep forgetting to finish my coffee. Okay, so our eyes are primed. Now, what colors really stood out to me? So I like too that if like this row would be a nice look together. That would be a nice look together. So would that. And then they've got nice little quadrants as well. That would look really good together. I definitely want to play with this purpley shade. That is really pretty. So why don't we start with the shade that is the one, is that Oak on the bottom. So let's use that shade to start, and let's start a little bit of blendy blend. And then we should do a kind of pinky purple look, try to do something different. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. Beauty Bay has always been really good with mattes. One of the very first palettes that I bought and I still own is the 42 Shade Bright Mattes palette. I am normally not a big palette person, but at the time I was just starting my really building my collection, and I thought a very big matte rainbowy palette would be the way to go. So this is a really pretty color. It has a little bit of a slight bit of almost like pinkiness to it. not totally beige, at least in person. It looks a little bit different under the lights, but. So the next shade, let's go into the darkest, it is pretty much the darkest shade in the palette. This is the one that is called Eggplant, and it is that purpley shade there. So why don't we do a little bit of that on the outer edge. There we go, just lightly placed. I'm trying to think, I think I want to wing it out just a little bit. So we're going to grab a little bit more, and then we're just going to give ourselves. So for my Hello Summerween party, a friend and I we've been kind of posting photos back and forth, mostly on Instagram, a little bit on Facebook, with all these people doing Summerween parties. I'm getting quite out, but I'm not too much of a cooker, and person who cooks in general, but I am going to try because I have a pumpkin baking pan, so I'm going to try and make a fun cake, but I want to do it in summery and Halloween colors, and then I think I might also do cupcakes because I had some beautiful Halloween cupcake liners that I didn't use last year, so I thought, oh well, Summerween party is going to be perfect. So pray with me as I make it's kind of like a confetti cake with icing, and then I got googly eyes, candy googly eyes, and try to make some muffins as well. There, that's really pretty. Oh, I like that. So the next shade, let's go into, yes, so we're going to take a little bit of ash, this interesting gray color. It's gray, but gray always looks kind of good with purple. I think this will be nice for that shimmer to stick onto. Yeah, their mattes are always really good. And we will see. I think that was the other reason why I wanted this. Manuela was like, nope, these are the good shimmers, because she had the same problem that I did, that they would kind of split up and you'd have to kind of pat your eye during the day. So, and she said she did not have that problem with these. And I've been noticing the last couple palettes I bought, I haven't had that issue. And then for the color we're going to put up front, we're going to stick into this same kind of color palette here. And we're going to go into this lighter gray shade called Pebble. Okay, there we go. Let's give you that nice purple look that I'm wanting. And then for underneath, I think I'm going to stick to the same. So I'm going to go into Eggplant, and I'm going to do that along the bottom, but I think I'm going to do it the whole way. I'm not going to add those gray purples at all. There we go. And then I think I might add a little bit more to the outside. There we go. So for the inner corner, I would like, let's go into this pinky shade that is called Quartz. That one there, it's kind of like that pinky purpley, that really interesting one. Turns a different color every different angle. So let's see. Be careful, these shimmers are a little soft. A touch of light in the inner corner. Alrighty, so I do have my spray. We have got ourselves, if I can find one here, yes, a nice brush here. And then we are going to go into the shade that is called Waterfall. And that is that one there. That's that fun bluey kind of purpley shade. Yeah, really pretty. Okay, let's give it a bit of a spray. Nice, but I want a little bit more. So let's see if the phalange will give it a little bit more oomph. Yeah, I think that definitely helped. Oh, this one has some nice different shifts to it as well. Ooh, that is pretty. All right, let's take a little bit more on our brush. Because at least with the brush, you have a little bit more control than you do with the phalanges. Oh, there we go. Well, this is Monday's video because I really like this. You never know. This could be a three-parter. Maybe we could do two with this and then one using the Smoky palette because I am liking this a lot. So there we go. So that's a start. Let's play with some other makeup and then we'll see if I want to do liner or if I wanted to tweak it a little bit. Let's let it live its best life for a few moments. So for blush, I have the shade that is called Coral. These are nice, affordable blushes. I always want to say brush instead of blush, and when I'm talking about brushes, I want to say blushes. I don't know. So I'm going to grab our little Beauty Bay brush, and then we're going to go in here. It's a beautiful orangey shade. I should use it more because it is really, really nice. But I do have a lot of blushes, unfortunately, so find that. So I am trying to rotate through them more. If you have more than half a dozen, it's a little hard to make sure that you use them as much as they should. There we go, and it blends really nice into the skin. Very nice. So that is Coral Beauty Bay. And then the highlighter we have is in the shade called Flash. This one I've used a little bit more than the blush. It is your typical kind of whitish, off-whitish highlighter. A little touch of champagne to it, not a lot. Look weird on the skin. It's nice and liquidy. Doesn't leave any texture. There we go. That's the words I was looking for. So I really do like that one. It is very pretty. And then for lips, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. So I did bring out my floss gloss here. So I do have that if I want to do a more pinky lip. Then I also, because I haven't used it in a while and I didn't know how botanical we were gonna go for this first look. So I did bring out one of my Kaleidos tins. I have two of these. Pinky shade that is really pretty, but I also really like this mahogany color, so it wins. And mahogany, that's kind of botanical. It's wood. See, it's such a pretty color. I really like this. I like these kind of like almost like lip muds. Do like them. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna quickly do is at least clean up my hair a little bit, put on some earrings. I'm gonna see if I want to do eyeliner and stuff, and then we'll come back and we can either discuss this first look or see if we want to change it. And we'll be back in a sec. And our finished look. I just put on these earrings that I love them. I thought they would fit with the botanical theme. I quickly did my hair, popped on just a smidge of liner because I like to have some along my lash line and a little bit of mascara. I really liked the makeup, how it looked. While I was putting on my mascara, I got a delivery and I have to show you because she's absolutely beautiful. I got on a good deal and she was in Canada on eBay. This gorgeous gal. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? She's a vintage lady head. You see, I used to, you could get them at the florist and you would put flowers in them. This one's a really special because it has a flower here, flower has on top. I have a couple that have a little bit of flowers, but then it also has a bow, the paint and everything. It is in great shape. I don't remember there being any issues. I don't see any issues, so it is in perfect shape. And there we go, another one to add to my collection. I love them so much. I used to store brushes in all of them. Now I have them beautifully on the wall. I have a few where I have more modern versions. I'll have brushes in them, but isn't she beautiful? Well, anyways, so on to our next look. So now we're going to do the look for tonight's party. Yes, I'm wearing the same little house dress again. I just noticed that when I was filing the other videos to be edited, and I was like, oh look, she's wearing the exact same outfit again. But it's only until while I'm getting ready to go out. So this is going to be the video for the Smoky 16 shade palette from Beauty Bay. This was part of the haul. This video is mostly focusing on the Botanical palette, but I thought I would do a look for this because I have to get ready anyways for my Summerween party. So I thought, why don't we film it? It is part of the haul. And then we can have a refresher as to why we liked this palette so much. Alrighty, so we're going to quickly prime. Alright, so primed there. Now, I'm going to do a very dark, kind of gothic-y look. What I think I'm going to do, I was watching a Bailey Sarian video, and she actually put on her black liner first, and then when she did a gothy look, and she was doing with the black and the sparkles, and I think I'm going to try and do that. I want to try and see if I can kind of lay out how dramatic I want to do it. So I think I'm going to try that. If it doesn't work, we can always wash it off and try again. Okay. I did mention that if my baking turned out okay, I would insert some photos. So I should hopefully insert a few photos of my baking. And for me, I think it turned out really good. I'm not an artist, but I kind of like them. So let me know what you think. Okay, so we've popped our liner on. We might play a little bit more with it, but I just kind of wanted to lay it out and then play with the other colors. So I'm going to take a nice and floofy brush. This is one of my Juvia's Place, and we are going to go into, so there is several different types of like black and gray. There are two that are in here that are really dark. There's the one that's called a Tattoo, that's a very black, and then we've got the one here that's called a Tuxedo, that is kind of like a blue black or a smoky gray black. But I think we're gonna go with the darkest one to start, and that is the one that is called a Tattoo. I don't remember there being tons of fallout when I played with Martha's Beauty Bay Smoky palette, but I thought just in case, I'm still going to do the eyeshadow first without a base, and then this one's going to be a slightly shorter video because we are just doing a smoky eye. This shouldn't take too long. And because I used a fluffy brush, the tattoo shade is a lot more diffused than it normally would. If you use one that's a little bit firmer, it should definitely go on darker than it is going on, because this is a decent black. I really like this palette, hence me popping it in when I was buying the Botanical Palette. So I'm going to go into one of the light gray ones. So I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to go into, yes, Clouds. This one here, just to blend along the top a little bit. All right. So just wanted to blend that out on the edge and then add a little bit more of our black again. So we're going to go back into Tattoo. Okay, so now for the bottom lash line, we are going to go into, I'm going to go into the kind of a blue black, and that was the one that was called Tuxedo. So we're going to go into Tuxedo, and we're going to use that along the bottom, or gray black. It's black, but it's an interesting version. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And then I'm just going to smudge it out a bit. So for the inner corner, let's go with something super bright, but we're going to go shimmery. We're going to go with the shade called Fairy, and that is that shimmery white there. The matte white in the top called Snow is really gorgeous too. But I think we want to stick with shimmer today. So we're going to go into the shimmer that I had on the lid yesterday from the Botanical. Lasted all evening. I probably wore it at least 8 hours and it did really well. Okay, so we will probably put a little bit of black liner in the waterline, and then I'm going to add some more liquid liner on the outside, but it definitely was good for giving me a shape and something to blend into. So that was a great idea from Bailey Sarian. Alrighty, now for the other sparkles in here, let's do, I think we want to do Rock Pool. I think we want to do this one here, Rock Pool. And since I already have smudges on this hand, let's show it on here. So I think I want to do Rock Pool. The other choice is Frost, if I want to go a little bit lighter, which is that one. So let's take a look. We want to go Frost. Oh, that's really pretty. And then if I want to go, because this is kind of like the lighter one, that's the medium one. And if I want to go really dark into the gray one, this one is called Night Club. Oops, this one's Night Club. Hold on, I just went to the one next to it. Ooh, that is really pretty. The one here called Sword is pretty nice too. That, but I think going in between of those two, I was kind of liking, really liked Rock Pool, but now I'm thinking I might want to go into Frost and maybe a little Rock Pool on the back end. Okay, let's try that. I've got our spray, got a flat brush, so yeah, let's actually go into Frost. And then we're gonna go, then we're gonna do, again, what is it? Rock Pool, Rockstar, Rock Pool. I'm gonna do a little bit of that just to darken on the edge a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna take a brush with nothing on it, and I'm just going to go again along the top edge here. Go. It's a little bit better. And then I am going to do a little bit more of the liquid liner because we've got it all where we want it. And there we go. I think I like that. Yes, I do like my smoky palette. So I will come back when I'm finished and all dolled up and show you the results. And here we are, the look using the Beauty Bay Smoky 16 pan palette that I added to my Botanical order. This is the look. I'm wearing this beautiful dress from Disturbia plus a corset. For my little event today, and now it's on to the next look. So now we're up to our third and final look, and this will be the second look with the Botanical palette. Let's take a refresher since it's been a look since we've seen it. So I've done my base. I've been using my new It's Likely Makeup yellow blush. It's in Goldie. And then I added a little bit of my favorite Kaleidos highlighter. Yes, and then I'm going to use the greens today. And I've got this, the video is up from Likely Makeup. I did 3 of the out of the 9 new blushes, and I did a lippy as well. I'm going to wear it again because it is a very pretty color, and I think it will go good with our, oh, that's a really bad English, but it would go good with our makeup theme for today. I'm already primed and ready, and I think we're going to play with the blacks. So let's get me a mirror. Let me get a magnifying glass so I can read the colors, and then off we go. So I think the first thing we are going to do, of course, is take the darkest green that is in here. It is the shade that is called Myrtle, and we're going to do that first, and we're going to do that along the outer edge. I had a really great time at my little summer ween party. Unfortunately, we had a whack of last minute cancellations, which was really sad. But then at the same time, it was a really nice small group of ladies, a couple of kidlets, and we just had a good time. One of the kidlets just got a new puppy. So my friend's daughter desperately wanted to see the puppy. So I just walked her to her friend's home. We got to play with the puppy, also see her cat, and the kids got to run around and play a little bit. So that way the other adults could talk for a bit, and then I came back and we did smoke bombs and the smoke bombs, because the time we finally got to it, the girls really wanted to do it. It was a little bit too dark, so we did a test run. So we're like, okay, next time we'll do it when it's a little bit brighter. But I did get a little bit of a video. I'll show a couple of photos though of the adults having a good time. Try not to too much show kids on social media, but yes, so it was a fun time. It was a summer ween party, so it was witchy inspired, so we were hoping, and which everybody did, to wear black, get dressed up. I baked. I showed the pictures in the last video, or last look I should say. Yeah, so we had yummy Halloween treats, we had decorations, and then we took some fun photos of us all dressed up. Some of the photos we had to, because we wanted all the adults in the photos, so a couple of the kids took photos, and they turned out really good. So we're pretty. And then my friend Odette, who was the person who put together the party, she took some photos of the rest of us as well, so it was a grand time. Some of my favorite photos are also up on my Instagram. Yeah, it was, fun times were had. Sometimes, I think originally, and that's the thing about summer, which makes it really tough, because there were supposed to be about 20 of us. I think it was supposed to be like 10 or 12 adults, and then even some more children. But it's summer, it's warm, people are camping and doing the things. So it ended up being a smaller group. But the one thing that's nice about it that I like is that way you can actually talk to people and really interact, and it's not too many splintered groups. We got to sit around at a table for a while we were having cupcakes and snacks and having some drinks, and we were behavioral adults, 1 or 2 shots, and but mostly like lemonade and things like that. There were spooky colors. It was just a fun time. So I really enjoyed my look. I was really quite happy with it. So like I said, I will have posted somewhere at some point a couple of the photos, and you can see that I think we all looked mighty fabulous. So there we go. So here's the shade Myrtle. I used a big floofy brush. I wanted to do a more rounded look for this one. I'm going to pick up a new pet. I'm getting a bird. I'm getting a budgie. Somebody really desperately needed a home for one, and since my cats are too old to jump now, and one of them is very blind and are pretty blind and pretty deaf, I'm not too worried about the little birdie. And then once if the birdie gets nice and friendly and I do allow the bird out, I would then have the cats in another room and then allow the bird some access to fly around. But it's going to be we're just going to be learning to get together. They used to have a friend, the friend has passed away, so they're on their own, and the people had decided they just didn't want birds anymore. They've been traveling a lot, so I'm going to have a new bird. It's Mellow Willow is the name. We'll see if Willow sticks. It's a nice yellow budgie with some green, so yes, I'm kind of excited. I haven't ever had a bird in a long time, and I was thinking maybe afterwards getting bigger birds, but this will get me back into owning birds again. And if this bird is more, because they have not played with it a lot, so if it's now set in its ways and it just likes to be not that close to humans, then I might get another birdie friend for them, so that way they have one of their own feathery kind. Alrighty, I think I'm going to take a smaller brush and add a little bit of more of that on the front end of my eye look. I think, this one should do it. I was going to do the really light pale green, but I think we're going to do that more in the middle. So we can use that as a gateway to the shimmer. So I'm going to add some of that here. It is a little bit darker in person. The light is making this a little bit lighter. I would say it's a shade or two darker. But I think depending on what, if I've been filming the last little while, I think at kind of the right times in the morning or the right times in the afternoon, that the lighting is making my skin look great. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'll take a slight bit of blown out color, a little bit of blown out color to have my skin look way better. No, it actually looks pretty good. My skincare routine is really been doing bomb things, so I'm really quite happy. And you know, I've really figured out how to use different foundations and powders over time and all that sort of thing. So I think I'm getting quite happy with how my skin looks the majority of the time. After I did the eye look yesterday and I was doing my hair, I'm like, I think I almost don't even need foundation. But I do like a little bit of evening because I do have, which happens as you get older, you get age spots. So I do have a few of those that I'm trying to lighten with vitamin C and stuff. But so just to kind of even things out, a little bit of concealer and a light foundation and a little bit of powder to set it is fine. But I try to make it as glowy as possible at the same time. So yeah, I think that's good. I like that. Yes. And then I think we're going to use that same shade along the bottom. So this is a really pretty palette. It's definitely one where you can do very neutral looks, very springy looks. Adding the, say something like the smoky palette, or if you have a single black. I know a lot of people like the Anastasia Beverly Hills black, or, you know, they use a lot of black, so they'll have an extra one. So many palettes come with a black. Then you can really darken this because there is like that eggplant color and that darker gray. So you could darken the looks further if you had a black. But whilst I don't always need to have a black or a white because it does take a color away, it's nice that this one has a white in it. So I think a white or a black in a palette is good. I don't think you always need to have both. If it's a bigger sized palette, like a 20 or bigger, then I think having a black and a white is nice. But sometimes for, you know, smaller palettes, a little bit hard to do. So, you know, you'll have one in your collection to help if you wanted to actually make this even darker. And there's a nice kind of like a burgundy brown in here, this one here. So you could definitely make some more smokier looks with this one as well. I'm just going to that one. See, it's nice and blended there. This one here is just a little less so. So let's just, yeah, that's better. Just need a little extra boop. Alrighty, do I want more on the bottom or do I want to keep it light? Maybe a little bit more and then blend. Don't want this video to be too long because we're doing 3 looks, but I think it is going to be a little bit longer than average, but there we go. So we've got that in there. So now I'm going to go into the lightest green in the palette, and it is called, what is it called? It is called Matcha. I should have remembered that because it is the color of matcha tea. So there we go. We're going to use Matcha, and we're going to use that for the center of the eye to set the, ooh, this one is a little more kick-uppy, so I am going to dab that off on my hand a little bit. The darker green one had a little bit of kick up, but this light one definitely had a lot more. But I thought this would be good to set the rest of the eye primer and a little bit of a green base for the shimmer. But I do want to keep the middle of the eye pretty bright. That is a very light color. You can see that's just a light matcha green. I haven't had a matcha tea in a while. I want to go pick up my birdie. Maybe I should get one from Starbucks. I can find a drive-through one. Oh yeah, one near our house. I'll maybe do that for the way back. Oh, it's gonna be a little nerve-wracking to have a birdie in a cage in my little car, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, yeah, I'm liking that. That's very pretty, very springy, summery, whatever. We're in summer, not spring, but I digress. Okay, so we have, yes, this one goes from green to purple. So we have the shade here that is called Artichoke. So that is really pretty. It is this one here. Ooh, isn't that really pretty? And then we have the darker, well, I don't know what darker, I don't know how to say it, murkier maybe? Amazon, which is almost more toppery, but it has a slightly darker cast. So I think we are going to go with Artichoke. So I'm going to grab myself a flatter brush because these ones definitely go on a better. Did I bring a spray? Oh, I forgot a spray, but I think these went on okay without a spray. So let's, I think I would remember after just doing a look, but you know, when you're old. All right. Yes, this didn't need a spray. Oh, pretty. I know you're thinking, how many more palettes with green do you need? I need all of them. Every single blessed one of them. I am eyeing a brand new brand that's going to be doing their first release coming up in a few days, depending on what their shipping is, because they're going to be doing it via Etsy. I may pick it up, and it's also kind of reminiscent of this palette. Not quite, but it has a few vibes of it. But they are Canadian. They are from Calgary. I'll talk more about it if I pick it up. I like Wilma sent me a thing going, hey, do you know who this person and this brand is? And it's like, I do not, but I do like supporting Canadian people. Hence the It's Likely Makeup or Likely Makeup. Alrighty, so I'm going to flange it. Feels so nice. Same thing last night in the smoky, the silver shimmer that I had all over my eye stayed perfectly intact all night long. So yes, they have definitely upped their shimmer game. Alrighty. Nice, right? Alrighty, and now last up, let's do an inner corner. Oh, this one is interesting, but it might be too dark. So the shade that's called Ripple also feels like it's got some inches, silvery gray, but it just has some, no, that'll be too dark, but it just somehow when I was holding it, it had just some interesting things to it. Maybe we will take a little bit of Amazon. So that was the shade right there that I thought for the lid would have been a little bit darker than I wanted. I wanted this kind of bright look, but let's see, because it is quite light, if that one would work in the inner corner. If not, we can do the one that shifts from purple to green, but let's just try this. That's all right. I'm going to use that actually as a base. Might as well matchy on each side, but I think I want to pop in something brighter. So let's pop in a little bit of this shade that is called a Savannah. It is this pinky shade. I think pink and green look amazing together. I don't know how much this is going to show on the eye here, so just a bit, hopefully if it just does a little bit more brightness, I will be happy. Yeah, there we go. That is perfect. Okay. So I'm going to, I don't know if I want to do any liner at all. I think this is just really nice and springy. I think we're going to leave that as is. Oh, I didn't bring, I brought an eyeliner. I didn't bring a mascara. So let me do my mascara, then we can do lips quickly together and have our final thoughts. All right, just a smidge of mascara, a little bit. I have an Odin's Eye eyeliner. Really like the color. It's good to use as a liner. It's not the greatest for in the waterline, but it added just a smidge. So I'm happy with that for now. So now we're going to go into the Likely Makeup really quickly, and we're just going to use the shade Warm Bed. I think this would nicely finish off of this look. So let's go. Ooh, smidge on my teeth is because I had a little bit of my P. Louise lip primer or lip mask, there we go, on underneath. It is a little bit slippier than normal. So, but look at that color. I think that's perfect, don't you think? Alrighty, so there we go. 3 looks completed with our little mini haul of Beauty Bay, which with some brow products, which we're not using yet because we're going to finish off our Makeup Geek one first. But we have the Smoky and we have the Botanical Palette. The Smoky one it's absolutely perfect. If you use tons and tons and tons of blacks and you think, and grays and silvers, and you think you're going to go crazy, I would get the 42. But if you're like me and I really like the 16 to 20. Seems to be really good for what I would classify as big palettes. 9 to 12 is usually my sweet spot, but when it came to these ones from this series, they had a smaller one than this. I think that was a 9, and then they have the 42, but I think the 16 is perfect. I love it. But again, if you're crazy and you do a lot, like crazy for blacks and silvers, and you want a lot more, I would probably get the 42. Like I said, I was very tempted, but this is perfect for me. And if I need a few dark ones, I have a dupe one from Hard Candy of the kind of like Natasha Denona one. I have the Natasha Denona black and gray. I do have the Carnival Interstellar palette, which has lots of blacks and grays in it as well. So I'm good. So that's another reason why not to get the 42, but I really liked it and the shimmers worked good. I love the look I created last night. So this is a banger, and so is the Botanical. So we did 2 looks with that. The one was kind of a purplish look, and the other one we did today is a green look. But again, you can do a nice more peachy look. You definitely have the green look. You can do a silvery neutral look or a neutral purple look. So there is definitely some room to play in this palette. I am glad that I got it. So anyways, that's our video. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If you don't know what to comment, maybe just leave me a lipstick emoji. Not that anybody is, but it would help with the algorithm, and that would be fabulous. Other than that, as always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.